Hello, guys, and welcome back. I am Raseclight, and this is Corpse Party, Book of Shadows. So, we are about to do the last chapter. So, probably this is gonna be a short episode. Probably. I don't know. It's just two endings. So, we'll see. Byakudan Senior High School, Students' Council Room, 4:30 p.m.
おい生徒会長、明日
Hey,
だ
Mr.
ぞ。
President, don't forget about tomorrow.
何がだ
What's tomorrow?
蹴り入れていい？
Please tell me I can kick you.
却下何があるんだ
Absolutely
明日
not. So what's happening tomorrow?
あ
Hey,
こ
no
ら
violence
生
in the
徒会室
student
で
council
暴
room.
力行為は禁則
We've
と
been
定め
over
だろう
this.
知るもんか。
Huh?
忘れてる方が悪い
It's
も
your
ん。
damn own, your own damn fault for forgetting.
あだや
Ah! Stop it,
こ
please.
ちらに非があるなら謝
I
罪す
forgot
る
it's
まず
something
聞く
important.
聞こうじ
I
ゃないか
sincerely apologize. So just tell me what it is already. Use your words, not your feet. It sounds more like a slap than a kick.
ここ。
It's
この部
this
屋の
room.
徹底掃除
Spring
だよ。
cleaning, I
見てこ
mean.
れ。何
It's
これ。
full of
片
balls.
付けろっつうの。
Talking
何
about
こんな
these nuts.
玉入れのやつじゃん。体育祭いつだったよ。
Is this the third shed or something? How long has it been since the sports festival?
あ
Oh
あ
yeah,
そういえ
that's
ば
right.
そんなことを
It smells like balls. You were asking to schedule a cleaning day.
一体
Ow!
忘れてたでしょ。
You completely put it out of your mind, didn't you?
いや記憶はして
No,
た
I said it.
僕も美
I
月の意向
penciled
に
it
は
somewhere. Your recommendations are important to me and to the student council as a what?
普通に喋れ。
You're a person, not a corporation. Talk like one. Fine, I forgot, okay?
ああ忘れてたさ
It's not
俺
like
だ
I
っていろ
don't
いろ
have
考える
enough
こと
on
があっ
my
て忙
plate
しかっ
as
たん
it
だよ
is.
会長だからって何でもかんでもみんな俺んとこ持ってくる
Do
し
you
さ
have any idea how much I
悪
expected
か
to
った
do?
な
I'm expected to do? I'm sorry.
うん、許す。
Good enough for me. I forgive you.
なんだ
What's your problem, any? Wait, what?
初期としての進言です。
Tough love from
たまには
from
言
your
い訳
trusted
くらいし
cleric.
た方がいいよ。
Sometimes you just have to
男らし
admit 生
い
your
生徒会
mistakes
長
and
も
move
かっ
on.
こいいけどさ。
Though the manly approach to presidency has its merits too. Sundar council, a student council member. Oh my god. We gave Spunky, the dog, a toy. It was Santa's face with a string. This has become of the string. And this is Santa's head now. 1 week. You evil dog. Oh, not true enough. Shame. Dude, Bampi took a year. Lasted a little over a year, and Santa didn't last a week. Ah, Mitsuki,
だが、
just
戦
make sure
線
you
離
keep
脱
at
は
it.
許さないから
Desertion
な。
is not an option.
逃げられると思
Don't
うな
think
よ
you can run away from your post if the going gets tough. You got that? Because fuck Santa, Spunky knows, yes. He has an alien head. Give me a second. He has an alien head, but it's just a little plushie. This has lasted months. It didn't have a string to begin with. And the squeaky is broken. I'm pressing it, and you cannot hear it. There's no Yeah, I got it.
わかんねえやつだな、ともひろ。
You just
ミン
don't
コは
get it,
俺の嫁だっつ
Tomohiro.
ってんだろ。
Minko is my bride, so hands off. That's your bride. Oh, so he's an M and she's an S. Very- Aaron is filtering and T is desired to. Enjoy your air filter and the tea.
いや、譲らないぞ。
Like hell, I'm not giving her up to the likes of you. Oh, people are fighting for her? People want kicks. Besides, you got that Nana girl, right? Don't you dare to time her.
バカ。3人からモテて
It's too fucking
初めて
cold,
リア充だろ。
He
上
beats the
皇。
shaking. You're so clueless. It only really gets good once you've got at least 3 girls. Oh, fuck you. Everybody knows that.
楽しそうだねそれ。ゲーム？
This game is given a turn. Sounds like you guys are having fun. Is that a game?
おお、山本。
Oh, yeah,
お前もや
Yamamoto.
る？
You want
タッチペンで
in on
グイグイ
this?
してチューする
It's a
ゲー
game
ム。
where you can
女の子
use a
三人と
stylus
付
to
き合えるぜ。
massage and kiss girls. And you can go out with 3 at once.
何？
What? Someone is playing itchy games.
ハマるのはいいけど。
I'm glad you're enjoying your little
一人
rum,
に絞れ。
but keep it to one girl, you low lives.
いって。
Punch.
あんたら明日のこと覚
You
えて
two
るんだよ
remember
ね。
that what tomorrow is, right? Huh?
何でしたっけ？
Whoops. Oh boy. I had no idea any of this was going on in the student council room that day. I had other things on my mind, specifically a certain boy. Bigger than senior high school, class 2-4 after school. I have a question though. Before I keep reading this. The class we've been playing on both games. They heard about the Sachiko doll, Sachiko forever, whatever crap, from the blog that Naho posted before going to the school. Now my question is, if we have classes from different places in different eras, because I think it's different eras, how did they know about this? Or did they all read the blogs and it's just, I don't know. My name is Toko Kirisaki. Oh, now you're Toko. I've been waffling for quite some time on whether or not to say anything, but finally I decided to bite the bullet and ask his best friend Kurosaki, the hot one.
ゆうやってさ
Hey, quick
彼女
question.
いるの？
Does Yuya have any girlfriends? Hmm?
あ、いや。
No, I'm pretty sure
あい
he's
つ今
single.
フリーだと
Why?
思うよ。
Well, huh?
狙っちゃおう
I
かな。
kinda might have my sights set on him, I guess.
マジ？
Seriously?
お
Wow,
ー、いい
that's
じ
a
ゃん。
great
応援
news.
するよ。
I'll definitely be rooting for you. But he's gay.
あ
Well, he's not a particularly
Yeah,
sociable individual.
ー、女の子と言って
When you get right down
いつもつまんな
to
そうに
it,
してるから
going out with him might not be
付き合えても
all that
切り裂きが
fun
あん
for
まり
you.
うーん
Mm.
でも
But I heard
確か
that
に
despite his obvious
モ
popularity
テ
with
る
the
相手
ladies,
とか全然
he's
仲
never
良い
once
気がす
so
る
much
けど
as touched anyone.
それって悪いでし
Isn't that kind of a bad sign though?
うん
No, quite the contrary. It gives him a nice, clean image. Uh-huh, sure.
ょ。
Oh. This was Kensuke Kurosaki, who'd known Yuya Kisami, aka the boy I like, pretty much all his life. I figured I'd come to him for all the information I needed in my conquest, since he was pretty much guaranteed to know Yuya's dating history. And so far, things seem to be going really well. I mean, not only did I confirm Yuya wasn't seeing anyone, but I got his best friend blessing too. And confirmed that he really wasn't the showy, obnoxious cool guy type. Hehe, that suited me just fine.
黒崎
Kurosaki, hi.
Wee!
That sounded more like a pig. Or when my cat is asleep. There's been already 2 times where my cat is asleep next to me, and I just pet her once, and she's like, it's like she was having a bad dream or something, but I don't know what the fuck was going on. I never seen a cat doing that. It was fucking hilarious. Kurosaki was understandably rather startled by the extraordinarily agitated female voice that suddenly rang out from behind his head. But that's hell girl Miss Mitsuki for you, heh? You're hell girl. We've known a very different side of you. She was standing in the classroom doorway, arms folded across her chest, looking like some angry deity about to cast judgment down upon the world. And she had that deadly gleam in her eyes, the one that could fell the mightiest warrior before he even had a chance to draw his sword.
今日は生徒会室の徹
Didn't
底
I
掃
tell
除
you
する
today was
しな
spring
さい
cleaning in the student council room?
いや
And,
俺今日
and I
部活
told
だ
you
っ
I
て言っ
can't
たじゃん
because I have
お
club
い黒
today.
いな
Come on, Fukuroi. Back me up here. I wouldn't go that route. It's easier just to give in.
ええ
What? Yeah, this was definitely Hellscar work. All the complexion was gone from Fukuroi's face, and he was a man with a demon on his back. With a demon and his whip at the ready, fully prepared to bring divine punishment upon all who oppose her. He was right. It was easier just to give in.
面白そう
This sounds like fun. Can I join you guys?
おーでは
Oh, by all
多いほど良い
means,
よ
tell more. The more the merrier. Mitsuki then grabbed the knot of Kurosaki's neck and began dragging him out the door in a decisively painful-looking manner. He was like teary-eyed chick caught in the talons of a bird of prey, struggling in vain as he was being carried off to meet his grisly end.
俺生徒会
You
じゃ
know,
ないよ
I'm not even in the student council. I just love watching those boys interact with Hellgirl Mitsuki. I couldn't wait to see more. I didn't even care if I had to clean in order to do it. I was a volunteer after all, so I was pretty much off the hook here. I could follow them at my own pace, no dragging for me. As soon as we left the classroom though, we ran into Yuya. Or rather, I did. As in, I literally ran into him. It wasn't watching where I was going. I wound up slamming into him so hard that I felt over. Immediately, he reached out his hand to help me up and asked if I was alright. Now that's a white knight if I ever seen one. Yeah, wait a little bit. What a fun evening this will be. I imagine it ending with me lying in bed, dreaming of Yuya's perfect face, inching ever closer to mine. But instead, oh, you're Toko. Haxburg bitch. Ugh, are you okay, Toko? Pan Pan Yakov. You'll be alright. You'll feel better once you get it all out. Book of Shadows, Episode 7. Tooth. Something tells me this is not gonna be the end. Something tells me there's gonna be a special episode. Pan groan. Was I right? I guess I feel a little better. That's good. Are you okay to head back and rejoin the others then? Yeah. Okay. The stall seemed to be stuck, absolutely would not open anymore. But I was just in there. Maybe the lock somehow got jammed when I left. Um, Even with the knob turned all on at full blast, there's no water coming through these pipes anymore. Oh, hello! Tomomi Morinaga. Alright, so I have to check again all the places. Oh, crap. Katayama. It hurts. Ryosuke. God, no. I'll bet it hurts real bad. I'll bet.
膝と大腿部の関節を縛っ
I've
た
tied up your knee
止血は
and
抑え
tight
られるはず
joints.
だ
That should keep the stop. That should help stop the bleeding.
足も
And we
持っ
got
てきてるから
your leg right
心
here,
配するな
so don't worry about that. He has no leg now. Toko. We were in an old-fashioned, rundown, and probably condemned school building. None of us knew how we got here, not even where here was. I just remember from the girls' room. I just emerged from the girls' room with Emi after losing my lunch, where Yuya, Okawa, Katayama, and Shirama were waiting. The whole hallway was an absolute bloodbath after what had happened. Poor Katayama walked into some kind of booby trap, and half his right leg was lopped off from the knee down. It looked excruciating. How is somebody supposed to handle a situation like this? Why did this have to happen wrong? It hurts. What
なんだよこの
the
学校
fuck is wrong with this school?
なんで罠とか仕
Why
掛け
would
てあるん
there
だ
be traps set
ど
up
こだよ
in
ここ
here?
ふ
Where
ざ
the
けんなよ
hell even are we? Feels like somebody's screwing with us.
静かにしてよ
Keep quiet,
大
Rasuke.
怪我してんだぞ
Keep quiet. Rasuke has been badly injured.
あ
Huh?
なん
The
だ
hell's your
おい
problem? You're
やん
stepping.
のかこれ
Stop it, please. This is what tagging along with Mitsuki and the others got me. I thought it was going to be a laugh riot. And at first, it was great. We all went to the student council room where we met up with Katayama, Shimada, and Emi and started cleaning and goofing around. And then we were done, and then when we were done, Emi suggested we all try this new charm she discovered on the internet. She's just not for that kind of stuff. She took out this simple white paper doll, and we were all kind of fascinated, so they're all at the same time. So we did as we were instructed, and then suddenly everything went dark. There was a violent shaking, and then we were here in this old schoolhouse. No explanation.
とにかく
We just
出ようよ
need to
ここ
get out of here. Yeah,
ねえ
sure.
一
We
緒
need
に
to work
ここ
together
を
and
出
get
よ
out
う
of this horrible place. Let's try to find an exit.
片山は
What about Katayama?
俺が背負う
I'll carry him.
ゆうや
Yuya. Yuya was so kind. You always can count on boys in times like this. Still, there was a potential problem with this curse of action.
待って
Wait,
でも
what if there
今
are
の
more traps? If you're carrying someone piggyback, you won't be able to react quickly enough to avoid them.
だけ
But
ど
I know, we have
まず
to.
は
What
外
am
ま
I
での道の安全を確保して
What
か
I'm
ら
thinking is, we find out a way out and ensure the road between here and there is safe, then come back for Katayama.
賛成だ
I'll agree to that.
そっか
Yeah.
洋介
Ryosuke, don't worry. We won't leave you behind. We won't,
お
will
前
we?
を置いてったりしない。
Okawa was in a state of absolute panic. He just kept muttering to himself at Katayama's side. The two of them had always been extremely close. Katayama, the boy in the floor, got his leg chopped. They just got here. It's only natural he'd be worried, though his concern kind of bordered on obsession.
でも
But who's going to
誰が
go?
行くの？
We could lose all our own legs in the blink of an eye, just walking around in here.
お前今玄関行こうっつったじ
You're
ゃ
the
ねえ
one
か
who say we should find an exit in the first place, so you go. Sir? I think it was one of the piano wires, because they say a booby trap, and the only booby trap we've seen so far are those piano wires. Shimada practically spit his answer at her. I hate people like him. Sure, he had pretty face. That's basically all he had, though. People like him pose as model in men's journals, but they're not good for much else. He got a lot of girls too, but I'm not one of them. I could never get past his awful attitude. It's such a huge turn-off for me when guys act like that way. Not that I don't admire speaking with confidence and force, I try to do it myself whenever I can. But there's a difference between speaking forcefully and speaking in a way that belittles others. Belittles some others. Shimada was basically just cold and uncaring. Belittling. Okay. And uncaring.
私が行くよ。
I'll go. I'm the one who suggested separating after all. Go.
俺も行こ
I'll go too. What a difference. Like night and day. Kind, thoughtful people like him don't make flippant remarks. They just man up and get stuff done. Yeah. Sure. I was crushing on him harder than ever, because now, not only did I think he was both cool and hot, I also gained a ton more respect for
う。
him.
大人数で行く必要はない。行くならあと一人くらいだ。
There's no need for everyone to go. One more person should be plenty. Any takers? Dead silence. No volunteers, huh? Everybody just look at one another, then look away as if they were ashamed of themselves.
俺は
What do I do, Ryosuke? You'll be lonely here all by yourself, won't you?
寂し
He
い。
was frantically shifting his gaze from one person to another. I'd never seen him so on edge before. Finally, the silence was broken by a loud, shrill male voice. Definitely not whom I would have picked.
くそ
God
俺が
damn
言っ
it,
てやる
fine.
よ
I'll go. You stay here. Are you sure? It's okay. Kirisaki said she'd go. She's a girl, so I
俺が行く
said I'm going.
二人はここで
You
待っ
wait
てろ
here.
邪魔に
You
なる
good for nothing sack. You just get in the way anyway. Alright. I'll stay here with Ryosuke. Good luck.
じゃあ
Come on, let's go.
行こう。
If we don't hurry, Katayama could be in
山
real
マジで危
danger.
ないし。どこ？
Kyoko, be careful, okay? I will. I was scared. You bet I was scared. But in a situation like this, everybody has to work together. And as long as I had any willpower left in me, I wasn't about to give up. Plus, it didn't hurt that Yuya was with me, so I knew everything was going to turn out just fine. Yes, just fine. And we are on. Boys' room is completely boarded. So we start our slow and painful. So I have a team now. I have a team now. Three dudes and one girl? Or two girls? How could it get, will it get turned down to one or two people split up? Well, my god. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. Long. Long. Right? So do I go to... Yeah, I think I go down first. We'll keep going down first. Probably to the infirmary. Let me just reshape my settings here, so it's more comfortable for me, at least. It's like up tile looks we have somewhere else, but it's locked, not frozen. Whoops, not that button. Oh. The word infirmary was written on the plate above the door. Somehow the room just felt like it will be deserted. I was oddly confident about that. Not sure why I felt that way, to be honest, but for good measure I shouted, "Is anybody in there?" We still hadn't found Mitsuki after all. Oh, so Mitsuki is missing. I didn't hear her call back though, so really we had no business in this room whatsoever. Wait, was that a key sticking out of the lock? Who would have locked the door but left the key? That would be the... What would be the point?
お、なんだこれ。
What's up
扉
with
に
that?
鍵刺さってる
The
ぜ。
kid's just sitting there. Ah,
何し
what
て
you
んの
doing?
中に化け物でもいたら大変だ
There
ろ。
could be a
出てこれない
boogeyman
ようにしてやっ
in
た。
there or something. And then what would we do? I figure better to lock him in and keep him out of our hair. She's gonna be locked and gagged up, probably.
その鍵どう
What
する
exactly do you plan to do with that key?
俺が持っとく
You're
よ。
gonna to hang on to it, of course.
危ないな
Stop tossing
投
it
げないでよ
tossing it around. That's dangerous.
キャッチうめえだろ。
Don't you worry. Ah,
まだ
I
高く
always
投げ
catch
られ
whatever I
るぜ。
throw. Hell, I can go even higher. Honestly, pain in the ass. Shimada was such a pain in the ass. I really couldn't stand the guy. Uh,
しつこい分かったから
God,
や
you're
めて
persistent. Look, you're very good at throwing and catching, okay? So just stop already.
ここ天井高えな。
The ceiling in this place sure is high. Let's see if I can touch it. Alley oop.
あ
Huh?
あ、どこ行った
The hell it go?
まあいいや。
Whatever.
知らね。
I don't give a shit. And now the infirmary was cut off from us if we needed it. Brilliant.
昇降口昇降口だやった出られる
I kinda want to go back then. Oh, it's an exit. An honest to goodness exit. I kinda want to go back now. And check the rest of the place. Check this way. Hello. On the 4th Street? 4th Street? 4th Street. So what? Your dad is First Street? Hontoni wa... Hontoni wa... Ao... Aura? So yeah, let's keep searching then, because... So the... Idiot in rough, yes. Idiot in rough. Making it hard to interpret, I have said. Okay. Eek! It's a bunch of dishes? They must have been propped against the door. They are wet, bloody prints all over them. It's a little disturbing. Cross translation, hit enter too soon. Suddenly deceased corpse. Megumi Onda. The large hole in the floor is too much too big. Is too big to jump over it. So enter here. So see, I missed stuff. There are letters scratched onto the corner of the blackboard, seemingly with fingernails. Do not trust them; they will betray you. The one who volunteered to go will betray you most severely. The cabinet is locked. There appear to be numerous thick books inside. They have titles like "The Truth of Ties" and "Adorable Enough to Kneel You." What in the world? What in the world could that last one possibly be about? About spleens? There's absolutely no scenery outside this window, just pitch blackness, and the window itself isn't budging at all. And I'm turning red. I kill you, but meme speak. It simply will not open, no matter how much force it's exerted upon it. My spleen. Kill before you're killed are scribbled all over this school filler. Alright, so we got everything now. Let's continue. It's locked. Can I go past it? Nope. Okay. So,
Oh,
let's just skip.
なんか俺がキャッ
Let's just skip it to where we were before.
しつこいわ
ここ店長ああまあいいや知らね
Although I kind of like his necklace. Alright, we're back. Yeah, it's an exit. An honest to goodness exit. If we can finally get out of here, we can finally get out of here. I rush over to the door, hopeful yet afraid, knowing it might not open, but praying this horrid place would show us at least a little mercy. Gingerly, I raised my hand and pushed on it, and it swung open without even the slightest hesitation. It seemed almost too easy. It did open. It was unnaturally dark outside, though, and the rain was coming down so hard that peeking my head out for just a moment left my uniform completely soaked. She might have pushed past me, throwing the door open even wider with his usual lack of regard for anyone and anything around him. My clothes went from soaked to drenched in a matter of seconds. If I were to actually walk out on into it, I felt like I'd drowned.
なんだこりゃ。
What's this?
真っ
What is
暗
this
だぞ。
place? It's way too dark out here.
森
We're in a forest, maybe?
ひどい雨
It's really coming down. If we went out in there in the storm like this, we get sucked to the
そ
bone.
りゃ
So what?
見てみてえな。
I wouldn't mind seeing that look on you.
けど外に出られること
Anyway,
は分かったね
we know we can get
一
outside
回また喫
safely
煙に
now.
戻ろう
Let's go back and get Kitayama. True.
ゆうや
Come on, Yuya. Despite our having found a way out, Yuya's demeanor hadn't changed a bit. He was standing back by the hall, where he could watch over us while also keeping an eye out for anyone else who might happen by. The model of maturity. Shimada, on the other hand,
頑張れよ。俺はも
you
う出る
guys
ぞ。
go back if you want, but I'm leaving. What?
こんなわけわかんねえとこ
I'm
ろ。
not about to stick
とっと
around
と
in
出る
this
に
fucked
限る
up
ぜ。
place any longer than
片
I
山
have
のとこ
to.
ろになんか戻ら
Screw
ねえ
the
よ。
others, I'm out of here.
マジで言ってる
You can't be serious.
あー、足り
The
ねえなバ
hell,
カ。
hell yeah, I'm
昔から順番
serious.
に死ぬよう
Those
になってるん
assholes
だ
are the
よ。
ones who
あん
chose
な
to
奴ら
stay
ほっとけ
behind.
よ。
They're just gonna die one by one, and I'll say let them.
び
Ugh,
っくり
didn't
いいん
think
だ
you
こ
were
んな
quite
や
that
つ
callous, but far be it from me to stop you.
よう、桐崎。
Say, Kirisaki,
お前も来い
you
よ。
wanna come with me? Huh? The tone in his voice said it all. He hit the ultimate low. After abandoning his friends to save his own hide, he was now basically propositioning me.
お前には死ん
I
でほ
really
しく
don't
ない
want
ん
to
だ。
see you die. You've
前
been
から大
real
事に思って
precious
た
to
から
me
さ。
for quite some time, you know. With an obviously rehearsed and truly sickening pickup line. He really was the slime ball to end all slime balls.
信じらん
Unbelievable!
ない何お前
What the hell is
こ
wrong
っ
with
ち見ん
you?
なよ
Get your eyes off me, you jackass! I couldn't believe he had the nerve to pull something like this. I felt like that may have been the first time I've ever truly yelled at someone. I was absolutely livid. And he wasn't even done. No, he still had plenty of salt left to throw in the
うる
wound.
せえブス。
Oh,
調子乗っ
shut
て
the
んな
hell
よ。
up, you ugly bitch. Don't go getting the wrong
せっ
idea.
かく行か
I
せ
was
てやろ
just
うと
trying
思
to
っ
be
たのに
nice
よ。
and give you a ticket out of this
後悔し
hellhole.
ろや。
But if you don't want it, that's your loss.
死ね
Shh, you need to die already.
行こう
This
ユウヤ
guy's lost cause you, yeah? Let's go. Let's just go. My head was swimming. I was scared. I was angry. I was sad. Every negative emotion brought to the forefront, and every positive emotion pushed away. I didn't look back. I just turned away from Shimada, walked over to Yuya's side, and continued past him into the hallway. You had been watching all of this unfold from the other side of the room, and for a moment he just stood there, staring blankly at Shimada.
あ
Uh,
何見
the
てん
hell
だ
are you
よ。
looking at? Get out of my
Shit,
sight,
no,
you
mierda.
spacey bastard. Shimada then drew a large knife from his breast pocket. His tips struggled to glisten in the dull light of the room, but it did ultimately succeed. He began waving it around like a dumbass, probably thinking it made him look more menacing.
見ろよこれ。
Check it
昨
out.
日買った
Just
んだ
bought
よ。
this baby yesterday. Not
使
bad,
え
huh?
そうだろ
Bet I
いろい
could
ろ。
put it to good use in a lot of ways. You are an
お前は
amusing
本
fella,
当に面白いな
huh?
あいつ女12回い
Someone
るだ
died
ろ
there.
信
Does
じ
that
ら
asshole
れる
really have 10
何が
girlfriends?
大事に
How
思
is that
って
even
たよ
possible? Desperate girls. And yet I'm precious to him? Somehow? What a crew.
どんだけ女の子バカにしてんの
How
マ
low
ジ許せない
of an opinion must he have of women in general to pull crap like that? He's just no excuse. I was indignant. I was fuming. I just kept crushing and mumbling as I fast walked back to the third floor to meet up with the others. And and all the while, Yuya was keeping pace with me, saying nothing at all. Always the model of maturity, always even-tempered. He really was like a rock. Or maybe he had found my mutterings annoying and was just keeping quiet so I'd do the same. Probably. I didn't like that possibility one bit, so I mentally slapped myself into the cheek, forced positivity in my voice, and tried to engage him in cheery banter. Why?
ゆうやは
You're a far
その
better
件
man
誠
than
実
he
だよ
is,
ね
Yuya. You
女
never
の
say
子
or
傷つ
done
けたの
anything to
一
hurt
回
the
もないで
lady,
しょ
right?
超モテるのに
I mean,
悪い
you
噂
know you
聞い
get
た
a
こと
lot
ない
of
もん
women falling for you,
ある
but
意味すごい
I've
よ
never once heard a single bad rumor about you from any of them. It's kind of amazing. I look him square in the eyes, as if asking him, "Isn't that right?" And for a moment, his eyes did met mine, but then they went right back to the hall. Hmm? Was he not used to receiving compliments from women? That seemed hard to
よく
believe.
わからない
I'm not sure what you mean. What a cute innocent response. So I open another button in my shirt. I must have come across as bipolar to him or something. One second I try to lighten the mood with a small talk or compliments, and then I start to feel scared of the school again, or angry at Shimada, or sad for Katayama. My mind just couldn't make up its mind what to feel. Toko, Amy, isn't anyone there? Mitsuki,
美月だよね今の
that
声
was Mitsuki, wasn't it?
下の階
He
だ
was coming from downstairs. Mitsuki's voice echoed from up from below, but our friends were waiting for us above. For a moment, I wasn't sure which direction to go, but only for a moment. The fact is, our friends were very, very close. So close that it would be foolish not to tell them what was going on before chasing after Mitsuki.
急ごう
Come on,
エミや片
we
山
need
が
to
連れ
check
て
with
みんなで
Emmy
下
and
に
the
行こうよ
others. Then follow that voice downstairs. You just nodded and began running up the stairs, and I was right behind him. So they're not gonna let me pick. Sorry. Sorry it took so long. We found an exit. Come on. We have to get moving.
みんな行こ
I was out of breath, staring down at the ground and talking to what I assumed would be three very attentive friends. But then I looked up. They were all there, but there was no immediacy, no urgency on anyone's face. Emi and Okawa weren't even looking at me, not nor at Yuya, but at Katayama. They were fixated on his face, and each bore a sad, hopeless, empty expression, and they certainly weren't about to get moving. There was a general heaviness in the air. Something was very wrong. I gently reached out my hand and touched Emi's shoulder. What? What's going on? Toko, Katayama is getting weaker. He's not going to make it. Huh?
涼介
Ryosuke, why don't you talk to me?
喋らなくな
Say
ったよ
something, please, Ryosuke. Are you still with that face?
どうしよ
Emi's eyes were filled with
う
tears.
涼介
Okawa, too, was cradling Katayama's head and looked like he'd been crying this whole time. His eyes were bright red and his nose was running. Yuya, still saying nothing, just walked over to Katayama's side, bent down and began examining his
う
wound.
ゆうや
Yuya,
急いだ方がいい
we need to hurry. The four of us silently but unanimously agreed that our best course of action was to pick up Katayama and bring him out through the exit we discovered. We had to be very, very quick about it, or he really would die. I could tell just by looking at him that this time was almost up.
背負え
Sammy,
る
can you carry him? Yeah,
背に乗せる
I
の手
could
伝ってく
use your help getting him up on my back though.
れ涼介
Yosuke, hang in there. We'll save you. We'll save you.
みんなが助けてくれる
As
ぞ
this was all going on, I had that nagging feeling that I was forgetting something. Of course, Mitsuki. We had to go find her. We couldn't just leave her behind after all.
ゆうや
Yeah.
どうしよう
Do you
私
mind if I
2階ちょっ
run
と見てきていい
downstairs and look for
ミツクの
Mitsuki?
声が気になるんだ
If she wanders too
遠くに
far,
行っち
she
ゃったら
might. He didn't even have to say anything this time. His eyes told me the whole story. Got it. Got it. I know I can trust you with this task, they said. And that was enough for me. I shot off down the hall like a bullet. I was determined to find Mitsuki and rejoin everyone en route. I hurried down to the second floor, but Mitsuki's voice was coming from even farther down. I had to keep going to the first floor, ahead of the others. Oh. So this place done. I still need to look for this. This place. So something tells me this is going to be time-based. So is this still locked or blocked? Yeah, because we hadn't had an earthquake. I need the earthquake to be able to. Yeah. Alright, so let's go here. Okay. Okay. Have to check everything. Corpse. Motohiro Suzuki. 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 Yes, like your car. Chuchuki. Chuchuki. It's Chuchuki. The evil doll. Oh, wait, what? Door is frozen in place, okay. It's Chuchuki. Not here. Okay. So I wonder, do I go all the way here? Well, there's no stairs up, so let's go up first. No, if I got this place mapped out right in my head, just be getting farther and farther from where we heard her voice this way. I should go back. Thoroughly decomposed corpse. Okay. Alright, so they blocked me. Okay, good. Now if I got this place map out, I should go back. Back where? To the classrooms? Huh? Huh? If I keep running in circles like this, I'll never find her. I was in a state of panic, and I was allowing it to steer my path. Frustrated with the situation and with myself for choosing to give up and head back empty-handed, I forced myself to stop and turn. I was going to do what I should have done in the first place. Call out Mizuki's name with everything I had in me, and hope she responded. Mitsuki, Mitsuki,
どこ
where are you?
みんないるよ
Oh, here. No answer. Just the cold, lonely sounds of rain and wind bearing down on this old, dilapidated building. This may have been a fairly large school, but sound traveled well in here. If she were anywhere in this hallway, I'm sure she would have heard me. And if she were just here only minutes ago, she definitely should have been around now. Could something have happened to her?
き
Mitsuki. Uh, so what? You said down. I went down, but so what? Do I go to these rooms? I don't get it. Um, don't get it. I really don't get it. Do I try the lab or do I go upstairs and look up to see if the key is there? Or did it fall? I mean, I already checked the entire area. Um, it was here where he was playing with the key, right? Wait, no. I love the fact that I can walk that way. But they just won't let me. Oh, hello. Leona Omura. So what? Here? It's frozen in place. I don't know. Do I just go back to the guys? Gonna make it out all together. No, you won't. And I believe Mitsuki is over here. No. It's not gonna let me. Anyway, so let's go back to the friends. So I really don't know. Oh, hello. Ah, what? What is that? Go. I need to touch you because you probably are the appears to be a ghost of a young boy. Meh. Got you. Because probably that's the wrong end. Yes. That is the wrong end. Wrong end 1. And I think it's the only wrong end. Right? That is the only wrong end there. Yes! So that was the only wrong end. Step away. God, what now? With a ghost sitting right there, foot of stairs, how am I supposed to get back up to the 3rd floor? Maybe if you don't try to stop me, and I can actually go past these places. Wait, but I cannot go to the other floor. I cannot go to the other floor. Oh, I mean, I can go to other floors, but not there specifically. You're really gonna stop me? Oh, game. You're really gonna stop me? Fuck off! If that's the wrong end, then how? Oh, another one. What the hell was that? What had just appeared in front of me? From the looks of it, you're another victim dragged here against your will, no? Well, I'll tell you now. There's no escape from this school. There is nothing to be gained here but despair. Though if you got an iron will, you may be able to survive for a little while, at least. Here, you should have this. It'll help keep the wandering spirits at bay, but it only works once. So take it. Get out of here and fight like hell. Stay alive as long as you possibly can. The spirit vanished, but lying on the floor below, where it had been, was a gemstone. Specifically, a violet-colored gemstone, probably an amethyst. So I can use that to keep the wandering spirits at bay one time, huh? I guess it meant the full body ones. It would have kept him at bay too. Either way, with this gem, I felt like I could actually get back to my friends safely. I was as hopeful as one could expect, all things considered. Acquire the amethyst. Of course, he also said there was no escape from here, but it was my prerogative to believe what I wanted to believe and ignore what I wanted to ignore. So what? Am I going to just go this way? That's the boy. I tried to sneak past. I tried to sneak past. Ah, I fucked. Oops. Okay, I have to use it. Alright, that's what I get. That's what I get. That's what I get for trying. This is not the last episode. This is not the last one. It's not. Here's the amethyst. I held the amethyst in front of me and approached the spirit. And incredibly, it actually worked. Both the ghost and the gem faded and disappeared. The stairwell was now free to be traversed. Ben, Emmy, are you okay? There was, like, a ghost at the bottom of the stairs. Where's everyone else? Come on, we have to get Katayama situated and get out of here. Whimper. Emmy's face was absolutely wrecked with tears, and she was shaking her head violently. She wanted to tell me something, but the words just weren't coming. I had a really bad feeling about this. I ran past her to the bathroom, to where Katayama was being lifted onto Yuya's shoulder when I left. Why? Katayama was back on the floor, right where we'd set him down when this whole ordeal began. Why wasn't he on Yuya's shoulders? What was going on? I had an inkling, but I didn't want to believe it, so I pushed it out of my mind. Yuya, where are you still doing here? We need to get Katayama ready to go. He didn't make it. What? Right after you left, he let out a huge scream and then he just went limp. Nah. I didn't know what else to say. A person had just died, and not some mere stranger, but a person I knew, a friend. It was the strangest feeling. I kept looking at him and thinking, is he really dead? Is this really what a person looks like when he dies? Seeing him like that drained every last bit of energy I had in me. I fell to my knees, thoroughly defeated.
大川君
Okawa
大
says
君から
moving
離
from
れない
Katayama's
ど
side.
うすればいいの
So what are we supposed to do now? Amy and I couldn't stay near the body. He'd gone down to the second floor, where we picked a corner and just stood there, trying to recompose ourselves. You are elected to stay with Okawa on the third floor. I guess to try to break him from his shock and help put some distance between him and Katayama. None of this felt real, but maybe I just didn't want it to be real. It was a nightmare. It had to be. I just sit up in my bed, and it will be all
どうし
over.
てこんなことになっちゃっ
Why
たの
does it have to happen?
冷めないね
I'm not waking up.
おかしい
I
な
don't get it.
ん
Hmm?
冷めないの
I'm not waking up. I keep trying to tell myself this is just a dream, but sniffle
ど
hick.
こ
Toko. Chop chop. My energy was waning again. I sank to the ground, landing on my knees. Amy followed my lead and put an arm around me for comfort. A friend had just died. He just died. God, why? Huh? Amy and I looked at each other. We both heard them, footsteps coming down the hall. It was too dark to make out who it was, but the gate was decidedly male. The two of us slowly and quietly rose to our feet, hid around the corner, and peeked out, both terrified and curious as to whom or what we might see. Hmm? There, at the end of the hall, the figure finally into view. It was a tallish man, unsteadily teetering as he slowly strode towards us. It was Shimada, drenched from head to toe.
島田
Huh? Shima? Da? Amy shot forward, intending to run toward him, but I grabbed her arm and held her back, without even thinking about it. She turned and looked at me with a puzzled
こい
expression.
つ私無
I
理
can't handle him. I can't handle him. What? Don't tell me he did something to you.
うん
No. Thank goodness. At times like this especially, we really need
こんな
to
時だし
keep each other in the
困ったこ
loop
とだけでも
about
伝えておか
everything
ない
that
と
happens. She looked back at me again as she said this, staring right into my eyes in an almost disciplinary manner. It was the perfect guilt stare. I couldn't help but succumb to it, feeling bad for not having filled her in about Shimada incident. Yeah. Shimada continued his slow, wet walk down the hall. Then, for all of a sudden, for no discernible reason, he simply fell forward, landing hard on his knees. Something was wrong with him, and while I loathed the man, I didn't want to see him suffer. Emily and I were both poised to rush to his aid, where other figures randomly began appearing all around him. Figures of children, blue and ethereal, shimmering with their own light. What are they? Gaspan. We could barely even see Shimada from our vantage point anymore, as his body was obscured almost completely by the backs of these ghost children. He wasn't moving though, so it didn't seem like they were doing anything to him. But then, he wasn't moving at all, which seemed highly suspicious. It occurred to me that maybe we should try to save him. I inched forward. He was still in exactly the same position he had been when he fell to his knees. He literally hadn't moved at all. Was he unconscious? Amy and I looked at one another and nodded. It was a silent signal to move forward and do whatever we could do to help. The children vanished as we approached, revealing an horrific sight. Shimada's stomach had been flayed wide open. He was dead. The knife he flaunted earlier was jutting from the wound. It was almost ceremonial death. It was an almost ceremonial death, like that of a samurai who'd thrown himself on his wound sword. No, no. What were those children? How should I know? And they might still be nearby. Eh? Isami, it's horrible. Shimada is... Huh? Yuya, who presumably rushed down to see what was wrong, calmly walked over to Shimada's body. He was checking for signs of respiration or pulse. He turned back to face us again a moment later, and his facial expression said it all. Shimada really was dead. I was beginning to lose it. I just couldn't take it any more of this. My friends and acquaintances were dying, one by one. I guess I should say had died, but it didn't. Seemed like it was over, but not by a long shot. No, I don't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Kisami. Kisami was up with the other dudes, and Shimada was, well, supposed to went out of the school. This was. This is bad. There's something in here with us. Something that's trying to kill us. Hell, it was doing more than trying. You had already succeeded twice over. I was scared. I was paranoid. I was shaking and crying and screaming inside. I was deadly afraid, but something else will show up, and then did it. Yes. And there she goes. It was a little girl in a red dress, standing between us and the third floor staircase. I couldn't make out the expression on her face though through her bangs, but I could literally feel the hatred in her eyes as she stared into our souls. Then she turned around and slid up the staircase into the third floor hallway. What's Emmy was turned the other way, so she hadn't seen the girl at all. She eventually followed our gazes, but by the time the girl was gone, she looked confused. That particular apparition looked a lot different from the other ghosts I'd seen, but there was still no doubt in my mind. She was definitely a ghost. What do we do about Okawa? Do we have to get him. We have to get out of the school now. I'll go call him down.
待て
Wait, Yuya, I'll come with.
危険だここで
It
待
could
っ
be
て
dangerous. You wait here. Dangerous? Well, that is the direction the girl in the red dress went. I guess Yuya didn't want me to be put in harm's way. I nodded and watched his back recede into darkness as he chased after Emmy. Panwis, pull yourself together. Pull yourself together, Toko. You know what they say. No weapon can pierce a calm heart. A knife? Bullet? So what's the most important thing right now? Okay. What was going on? Why was Amy screaming? I could hear voices now. Amy and Okawa were having a heated argument. That's not possible. We have to leave him and run. We'll get caught if we don't.
こいつを置いていけないだろ
No, we can't just leave him behind. We have to take him to a hospital. But he's
死んで
dead.
ない
No, he's not. He's dead.
死んでない
He's not. He can't be.
死んで
Leave him around? We'll get caught? That ghost girl must have been pursuing them. This is bad. We have to go help them. No, we don't. We can just leave. Sure. Ah, what the? Murderer! Katayama's body was sprawled unceremoniously on the landing halfway up to the third floor, along with Okawa. At the top of the stairs stood Emi, and in front of her, Yuya, with an imposing scowl on his face. I didn't understand any of this. What had just happened? Emi let out another scream and came running toward me down the stairs. Okawa then seemed as if he'd fallen and broken his arm. He was lopsidedly crawling toward me. It was almost as if he were trying to distance himself from Yuya. Whimpered, "Murder! Murder!" I ran to the base of the stairs to meet up with Emi. I needed some sort of context here. Emi, what happened? What's going on? Run away! You'll be killed! Kisame kicked him down the stairs, out of the blue. What? I glanced up at Yuya, but his face was shrouded in darkness. I couldn't make out any expression at all. That was seemed to have reached his breaking point. He shot to his feet and took off behind me towards the second floor as fast as he could. Yuya kicked Okawa down the stairs? Why? Yuya, it's not me. It's not true, is it? Slowly he walked down to the landing. He was neither concerned nor scornful. His face was blank slate. He's become a hentai protagonist with a lack of eyes and a haircut. As soon as he reached my level, he bent down and began fiddling with Katayama's body, raising the arms, then letting them drop, whipping blood from the ears and nose, then looking at it as if studying a specimen under a microscope. And then he lost it. What the hell? He was enjoying this? I finally got to see an emotion written clearly on his face, and it was elation? How was this not the same some crazy dream? Yuya, no. Tears began spilling from my eyes like water. I was shocked, confused, and I don't even know what else. So Tucker, get away from him, hurry. God, no. Emily and I found ourselves standing in front of the door to the school infirmary. The mother took the key and lost it, so this room is no good. If we hid on a plate like that, we'd be sitting ducks anyway. We need to go farther down, to the first floor. The poor girl was frantic. I can't say I blame her, but well, something about this whole situation just didn't feel right to me. Amy, I'm still not sure we need to run. Huh? What? Just don't believe Yuya, kind, sweet Yuya, will be capable of something like that. But he really did kick him down the stairs. It happened. He kicked Okawa. How can that possibly be true? Fine, do what you want then. I don't care anymore. That Emi pushed me out of the way and ran past me to the stairwell leading to the first floor. Emi, I have nothing more to say to you. You wouldn't believe me anyway, since you're so convinced I'm lying. And off she went. I was now separated from every one of my friends, but was I really in danger? I mean, I was, but from Yuya? That just didn't seem right. Or more likely, I didn't want to be. I didn't want it to be. I wanted to believe that this was all a misunderstanding. Yeah. My legs were shaking and my head was swimming. I just stood there, unsure of where I should go or what I should do. And then there he was, right behind me. And in his hand was Shimada's huge knife. The one that was last seen jutting from Shimada's stomach. And it was still dripping with blood. This definitely made matters more complicated. How could I possibly doubt Yuya's skill when he was holding something like that? Why did he even have it? How could he possibly bring himself to pull a knife from his friend's lifeless corpse? That's not a friend. But I wasn't going to run. I turned around and I braced myself. I opened my mouth, intent on discussing this rationally. If I ran now, I felt like it would be all over. There will be nothing left to save, no one left to trust. But what could I possibly say to him? Indeed, what could I possibly say to him? I know. How about cliffhanger? Ah, yes, I'm gonna leave this as a cliffhanger because I need to go. I need to go to eat. So, like, comment, subscribe, YouTube, and all that crap for this cliffhanger action. And I'll see you next time for more Course Party Book of Shadows. Bye bye.